Okay, so I have to admit, this season started out pretty strong with the storyline, but at least in my opinion, has died down in recent weeks, and there's not been much to speak of. However, just in the past 24 hours or so, we have gotten a pretty massive reveal to the storyline that I just had to make a video on. Not only that, but Donald Mustard potentially put out some new teasers. And finally, has Epic been teasing us this whole time about what's to come right in front of our eyes? Hey, what's going on everybody? My name's Dr. P. If this is your first time, make sure to flip that phone sideways and click that subscribe button to join the team. We would very much appreciate it. Epic Games has been on a pretty long break. They've been off for a while and they're coming back very soon, and this update, version 21.4, just got added to the staging servers, which means we can finally expect an update next Tuesday, which is August 16th. For as slow as this season has been overall, in my opinion, I do still feel like there's going to be some sort of major happening at the end of the season. Whether it's an event or not, it's going to be pretty big, I think. In each season of this chapter, we have been given a new image of the battle bus. With each season that passes and we slowly approach nighttime more and more. Could this be a metaphor to hint that something bad is coming when night falls? That's a really good point. You know, you can't really say anything after the first image, or really the second, but when you get to the third, that's when you start to sense a pattern starting. In Chapter 3, Season 1's picture, you can see a nice blue sky. In the next image for the next season, you can see it started to go down a little bit, the sun that is, and then finally in the third season, which is the season that we're in now, it looks sort of like a twilight. So what happens if this gets to night? Is this a signal of what the really bad event overall is going to be? Could this be the build-up and the eventual start of the teasing for a catastrophic, a major event like what happened at the end of both Chapter 1 and Chapter 2? I gotta say, this Balloon Watcher character, the more and more we just continue to hear nothing and learn nothing about them, that makes me a little more nervous for the island overall, and the side effects or the consequences of what could happen if whatever's happening ultimately gets out of hand. And if these pictures of these images of the battle bus are any indication, I mean, the end of this season would basically put us almost at darkness. Donald Mustard, as you guys know, it seems like almost everything he tweets is some sort of teaser in some way. I mean, you can literally go and look up the list of things he's been teasing on things that look like nothing, and the list is kind of mind-blowing. But he went back on Instagram this weekend and he posted what appears to be a beach with a storm coming in, as well as a path with a whole bunch of trees surrounding it, okay? As always, this whole thing is sort of just open interpretation, but at least what I would like to point out, number one, the beach. There are beaches on the island, and also there is a storm coming in. That storm, you know, could be a reference to Fortnite storm, or it could be a sign of a bad storm coming in with terrible things to come. For the tree picture, you don't have to dig too far to see the correlation. If anything, it's got to be a reference to reality trees spreading and just making up the organization of the island in every walkway as pictured here. I'm sure you guys might have some thoughts and stuff to add here, so please feel free to leave your suggestions down below. Alright, so I remember a couple months ago when we first learned about the sisters, the Imagined and the Order, and at first people were like, wait, the Imagined, the Order, if you put those together, it's the Imagined Order, and that's the name of the entire entity that we've been battling in this island for so long in the storyline. So, you know, it was pretty evident from right away that that was intentional, and the sisters were going to be affiliated with the Imagined Order in some way. But recently, via one of the new comic strips, you can see that in this comic, there is a conversation taking place between Wolverine and the Imagined. The dialogue starts with a question for the Imagined, and this quote in German says, "More or less, your dad sounds like somebody I would know." To which the Imagined replies and says, "That's my father's name." Get absolutely bamboozled. It's really cool to get that confirmed, but it's also not surprising in the least. But here's the thing, the comics go on to reveal, according to Fortori, that Gino, of course, is the father of the sisters, and they were genetically improved by Gino in every single way. For a bet with members of the IO, he sent both of them into the loop, saying they would get out first. Really brave, Dad, thank you. They didn't escape first and got replaced with snapshots. As you might imagine.
You can't keep getting away with it!
There are certainly a number of ways and avenues you could take this and run with it. So, given this plethora, really, of new information that we've uncovered and that we know now about the storyline, which is awesome to actually have a revelation for once, what are your most updated and most accurate storyline predictions? I would love to hear them, and I would love to feature your comments in the next video. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, you have to comment how many socks you're wearing right now at this very moment, or you'll get bad luck. Oh, and also, you wouldn't want to make Mr. Tomato Head mad at you. You wouldn't.
Hi, I'm Saul Goodman. Did you know that you have rights? The Constitution says you do.